Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Please.
Hello, everyone. This is DebraSue with Toledo to the World, and we are welcoming everyone of all the platforms that we are on live to our show today. We are a working show in progress today. Our guest today is Chef Reginald. He's out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and as you can see, he is actually working tonight. So we're going to do the best we can and asking him his interview questions. We'll just take it live from here. Hey, Reggie, it's good to see you.
It's great. It's great to see you too as well. I'll take the chicken.
Okay, Reggie. Yeah, I see that you're busy, so we'll do the best we can do here. For those of you who don't know Chef Reginald, Reggie is a chef to celebrities. He has serviced celebrity shows. In fact, when we were on tour and passed through Chattanooga, Tennessee, we had a 5-man bus tour, and he invited us to stop by, and he fed our Last Name talent team. And so very, very kind person, really, really good food, and very, very hospitable, which is expected from folks in the South anyway. So Reginald, let's talk. I want to talk about first about your accolades. Let's talk about your background and your education in your cooking.
So my background is I went to culinary school in Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated in Atlanta, Georgia. I cooked at Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And also I cooked at Ruth Chris Steakhouse, and I cooked at Tom Tom in Atlanta Mall, Buckhead. And so when I was done, I migrated back to Chattanooga, Tennessee to hone my skills at what I'm doing now, which is cooking like you see. I'm live, and great to be here with my favorite person, DebraSue, CEO.
Thank you, Reggie. I appreciate that. Reggie and I have known each other. It's going on about 15 years now since the last time we came through Chattanooga, Tennessee and met Reggie. And Reggie and I have been in communication ever since then. And Reggie is in the process of developing a couple of books, and one of them being a cookbook. We are actually looking forward to his cookbook and his recipes because he is, when he says chef, he truly is a chef. So Reggie, let me ask you what your aspirations are as far as your cooking is concerned. And if this were a field that someone were to get into, what would you say about it?
Well, my aspirations is to have my own restaurant, to continue on in the culinary world in my business and continue to grow and do great at what I'm doing now, and continue on staying focused. You know, the culinary life is a journey. As far as anyone that wants to get into this business, I'm gonna tell them they better get ready to work and work hard. So, and as you know, I work hard just like you, Mr. DebraSue. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. You do more than just chef. You had a limousine company at one time. You are a world renowned cyclist. You're really big into cycling, and I know you've had some really big sponsors as far as your cycling is concerned. But your love is actually cooking. I see that. You know, that's why you became a chef, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah.
cooking is part of.
What's your experience as far as, and I know what it is, but let's tell our audience, what's your experience as far as the celebrity world is concerned?
The celebrity world, I've had a chance to entertain many entertainers, many celebrities, like yourself. Thank God for you, me being on the show. I've had a chance to entertain Vanilla Ice and cook for Vanilla Ice. I've had a chance to cook for Young Dolph. I met him in 2015. I got a chance to cook with Vanilla Ice, and also in 2018, and also 2021 in Atlanta before he was killed. Later on in those years later, cooking with a lot of celebrities is a great thing. It's very busy, very stressful, but it's something I like to do, and I don't look to gain popularity as far as like just because I like to cook for them. I never asked for it; it just happened. So it is what
Yeah.
it is. I
Well,
always say humble.
you know, when you're good at what you do, your name is out there. You know, when I don't think I've seen anybody that could throw a lobster on a grill and cook it like you do. I have yet to understand how to grill a lobster and make it taste like some of the professional people do. What's your skill what's your secret, should say, when it comes to making grilled lobster?
So my uh, CEO DebraSue, I will apologize because I have been dealing with a little cold, so my voice is a little bit short. Uh, so uh, my key to cooking lobster is you have to have it well seasoned. So you have to have it well seasoned. So you have to have it well seasoned, and then cooking in butter, slow, low. That way it doesn't overcook. That's the key, lobster wise.
And then you put it on the grill, or do you grill it while you're trying to cook it? Do you put it in foil or anything like that, or just put it straight on the grill?
I put it straight on the grill. But the key is cooking shrimp is cooking it low. That's the whole.
Cooking it low.
I'm sorry. The key to cooking lobster is cooking it low.
Okay, I got you. You actually cooking right now. What are you cooking now, Reggie? Because we want to see.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Say that one
I
more
said,
time.
what are you cooking now?
What am I cooking now?
You alive?
Yes, I'm alive. Sorry. Well, I'm cooking now. I'm cooking chicken. I got chicken, roasted chicken, and roasted shrimp.
Okay. Yeah, you sound like you're going to cook for a crowd. I do appreciate that. But let's get back into the business of what you do, Reggie. You know, when we came through to Chattanooga, Tennessee, you were able to accommodate all of us. For those who are getting into the chef business, when you have to accommodate a large crowd, what is your secret to accommodating a large crowd?
Well, the key to accommodating a large crowd is first and foremost, maintaining self-control. Maintaining self-control is a very, very big factor. Also, staying focused on what you do and not letting anyone get to you when you're busy.
Have you ever had a time, Reggie, when you lost control and having to do an occasion where you were the chef? Have you ever kind of found yourself losing control a little bit, where you felt like you didn't have it all together?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I'm glad you said that. There's been many times when you work in the culinary business, in the culinary world, when you find stress in the kitchen, where you are tempted to actually, thank you, brother, for chicken and shrimp. But where you're tempted to either go off, lose yourself, or whatever, lose your composure. So with that being said, is you want to maintain self-control, stay focused on what you're doing, and also just keep on moving, and keep on moving and be good at what you do.
Yeah. Chef Rochelle and I have hosted a number of shows as well. We have fed a number of celebrities and folks who are traveling through Ohio, Detroit, Columbus, Cincinnati. And we have very seldom ever lost control, but we have found ourselves at every now and then we'll serve a celebrity who wants something completely different than what he had in his rider. They say they want the one thing in a rider, and by the time they get down here, we've already signed the contract. They want something totally different. And I have often found that when you are working with celebrities, even though the rider may be signed, the rider is met and the contract is signed, you still have to accommodate those people if you want to have a good name still in the industry. Have you ever had that situation?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you asked that too as well. The rider that you have that you must go by, the client wants you to go by what they suggest and they want to eat. you know, I've had situations where some kids wanted gingerbread, and I did not have gingerbread. But you know what? Because I had pizza dough with chicken and shrimp. You know what I did? Because I had pizza dough. What I did was I buttered the pizza dough, put it in the pizza oven low, and made sure I put enough cinnamon on there, enough brown sugar, things like that. And so, what they actually wanted, uh, I didn't give them, but I gave them an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, pizza dough, cinnamon, sugar, things like that. They got what they needed, so they were satisfied. Sometimes you have to make Sometimes you got to make twists and turns to satisfy someone.
That's right. We have a team here that thankfully we were able to kind of run some people out and to get some things that we needed. She's probably one of the most genius people, I should say, that I know. And she's able to think really quick on her feet, like yourself, think very quick on her feet, and we try to make these people happy. You have a large crowd of people, because when you have celebrities come to town, it's not just the celebrity. You also have to feed their whole team, as you know. You have the celebrity, then you have their entourage around them, and then you have people that are setting up the equipment, and so it could be anywhere from, from 20 to 100 people that you end up feeding. And so it's quite an experience when you cook for a small crowd versus cooking for a very large crowd, especially people who are trying to perform in your city. Have you ever had the experience where you went into people's home and chefed for them as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have, and that's very, very stressful. That's very stressful. That's very stressful, as you know. And chicken shrimp, chicken shrimp. Yes, that is very, very stressful, as you know. And so I've had clients. That want carpaccio beef, basically beef tenderloin, sliced up. It's marinated. It's marinated. You got a lot of other herbs, tomatoes, and things that you add to it. And, it's a real nice dish. But for those that wanted the carpaccio beef, they also wanted fantail coconut shrimp, carpaccio beef, and some different kind of salad that had, some of the clients had gluten allergies. Okay, so if there's gluten allergy and I don't know about it, then it's going to be an issue.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you can go. So because they have a gluten allergy, then I have to make adjustments on what they want, and that can be that can be difficult as well. But I've experienced cooking in the privately before in people's homes. They're very, very picky, and the money's actually even better. But I guess that's just the price you have to pay for cooking in their home. But
sure.
You still want to be able to come out with a good product.
Of course. Now, if you had a downside to the profession of cooking or being a chef, if you will, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of what you do?
I'm gonna tell you the most challenging. First of all, I'm gonna say something real quick. First and foremost, I would want to say that thinking on your feet very quickly is important. Above all, like you say, people like yourself, CEO DebraSue, and many others, they can think on their feet real quick. Some people cannot. So you got to be able to think on your quick. You got to be able to think on your. You got to be able to think on your feet real quick. You got to be able to be organized, and also be able to deal with the level of stress that comes along with that. Because as you know, many of us that are working in this food business deal with people that don't have no patience, don't have no poise, no manners, no nothing like that. So you gotta look, you gotta look. You gotta look between the lines and just be a better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, when you get to the level that you are and some of the other folks that I know that happen to be in the cooking industry, you've gone through a lot. You've traveled a road. You can give good advice to up and coming cooks, up and coming folks who want to get to the level of being a certified chef. What I want to say to the audience and those of you young people out there that love to cook, continue cooking. You know, perfect your craft. And more than anything, keep your lines of communication open with people in the city who have events, and you know, send a plate over to one of their events, or send a pastry over that you make to one of their events with some cards. Go to some of your city events and take samples of what you cook. If you really want folks to get to know who you are, you know, visit your city and the events that folks are having in your city, and be prepared to give away, you know, some of your pastries so people can, or pastries or whatever it is that you cook, so people can, you know, gather and get to know what it is that you do, so that they can possibly recommend you at their events or hire you for a city event. Um, a lot of cooking and getting people to know who you are is just networking. You have to network with people. In fact, that's how Reggie and I met. We were networking, and we traveled. We had a bus tour going through South. We had a 5-city bus tour, and we networked, and that's how we stopped. And we all piled out of the bus, and we went into Reggie's restaurant, and we had a very nice dinner set for us. And so networking is very, very important. Being quick on your feet is also very, very important. As you can see, Reggie is actually at an event right now. He is cooking for people. This interview was scheduled a week ago, and he is still holding true to the interview while he is serving other people. And so that's very, very admirable. So Reggie, let's talk about your plans for 2026 as far as your cycling is concerned.
All right. So 2026. Help me out of your mind. Help me out of your mind. I appreciate you. So I appreciate you, my brother. So 2026. I'm so glad that you have been so patient with me tonight on this interview. Thank God for you, Miss DebraSue, so much. I'm on a live interview right now, worldwide, CNN right now. So, my cycling this year will start out in Miami, with the Giro d'Italia, the Giro d'Italia in Miami, Florida. Then I will go on to California in March. Yes. But then I will go on to I will go back to Tennessee where I live. See the trip? All right. So I'll go back to Tennessee where I live, and I'll do a gravel race. There. And then in May. I'm sorry. Let me back up. In April, I'll be back in Tennessee doing a gravel race, and then I'll go back to Miami again at the end of May. I'm sorry, at the end of April. Then I'm gonna go to New York in May. Something like that.
Yeah, you've done this for a while now, Reg, and it's actually admirable that you do that cycling, because you do many, many miles of cycling, and you have won awards, and you have really big sponsors. Who are some of your sponsors that sponsors your cycling endeavors?
So look, some of my sponsors that do my cycling endeavor are Coca-Cola. I got them as a sponsor, which is good. I have my Godbox Auto Shop, downtown Automotive in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I got them as a sponsor. I also am working on Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, Chattanooga, which will be good. And then I also have another lady named Ann the Agent. She is a realtor. So, by the way, I'm going to let you know that too. Her name is Ann the Agent. She's in the Carolinas. She's really good. So if you're looking for a home or something like that, contact her. But she's really, really good. She supports me as well. So Ann the Agent, downtown Automotive, Coca-Cola, and hopefully Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay. Yeah, and again, when you get big sponsors like that, it's because you're well known at what you do, and it's because you've done it for a while, and so these people see your activity, and then they reach out That's how you get sponsors, folks. When you have an activity, you know, you sell yourself basically, and you get big sponsors like Coca-Cola, like Chef Reggie has had. So since Chef Reg, we are at the 6:22 hour. We have about 10 minutes left. Is there anything else that you'd like for your audience to know about you?
Besides the cycle, that's it. Sauce. Besides the races I have, well, I think besides the races I have, that's pretty much it. My traveling, of course, and of course, continuously cooking like I am. So I'm trying to get myself there.
You have more than that, Reggie. Let's talk about the book that you have planned.
So my book coming up. So my book coming up. My book that I got coming up is entitled "It Started in the Kitchen with Grandma," and that is my book. Sorry, my book that I got scheduled to come out next year. It started in the kitchen with Grandma. 2026. It is going to be a great book.
What's the book about, Reggie?
I'm gonna tell you, it's a book about my grandmama teaching me how to cook, her inspirations, and what she instilled in me to be able to do, to be able to get to where I am now.
Okay. So Reggie, if folks are looking for you, or they want to get in touch with you, let's say they want to hire you for one of their dinners or an occasion, if they're coming through your city, how can they reach out to you, Reggie? Where can they find you?
You can find me. You can find me by contacting me, Chef Reginald Dwight, Chef Regg Cycling. The bone. Chef Reginald Dwight, or you can go to my Instagram, Chef Reginald 423 on Instagram, or you can go to my cycling page. Of course, you can find me, Chef Regg Cycling. But just Google me, Chef Reginald Dwight, or Reginald Dwight Chef. Yeah, everything pop up.
Okay, got you. So for those of you who are traveling through Chattanooga, Tennessee, or if you're visiting, make sure you look Chef Regg up and see where his events are. Perhaps you can stop by and you can get a taste of his culinary skills. Or for those of you who are interested in maybe learning more about the cycling world, when you have really exhaustive cycling races, Reggie enters those as well. If that's something you'd be interested in, reach out to Reggie on his page on Facebook under Chef Reginald Dwight as well, in Instagram as well. Just Google him as well. Okay, Reggie, listen, we're coming to the end of our podcast, only half-hour podcast. I want to thank you for joining me today. Is there anything else you would like to say in closing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. First of all, I would like to say how thankful I am to be on the podcast with you. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure under the circumstances, because my voice is kind of still hoarse, and I was real busy today, which I still am, as you see. I had a few people to cover me, but things didn't work out the way it should have. So for you to have me on the show, I want to say thank you very much. It's been an honor. I will be up in Toledo very soon, actually. It has been an overwhelming honor to be able to be here on here tonight with you, see you.
We're very, very happy to have you as well, Reggie. We wanted to go ahead and go on with the show since it was scheduled for tonight, because we marketed and promoted that it would be on tonight. So we're happy to have you. I'm glad you, despite the fact that you're very, very busy, happy to have you had taken some time out to speak to me on the show Toledo to the World with DebraSue. And while we're not promoting Toledo tonight, we are promoting Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Chef Reginald. We bringing him in, so you all know who he is. So if you're traveling that way, you know how to reach out and find Chef Reginald as well. But listen, everyone, I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining the Toledo to the World DebraSue podcast tonight. Thank you for your attention, because I know it's been very, very difficult tonight because Chef Reggie is very, very busy. As you can see, he is actually working at one of his venues. And so we'd like to thank him for doing that. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank everyone on the platforms for joining us, and hoping that you can join us for our next episode of Toledo to the World with DebraSue. We look forward to seeing you again. Reggie, thanks for being on our podcast, and we will talk to you later.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ms. DebraSue, and thanks to your audience and your platform very much. God bless. I love you very much. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.